now we are at the pier, harbor, whatever.
Marina.
Marina, that's the right word.
Honey, where are we and what are we doing?
Since we flew in and out of Auckland, we decided we had to spend a few days with the Kiwis. So the final 2 days of our amazing Australia adventure were spent in Auckland, New Zealand. We really wanted to get out of Auckland proper and experience the beauty of the interior of the island, as well as learn more about the Maori people, so we chose the 6-hour afternoon Piha Beach and Rainforest tour with bush and beach tours. After being picked up from our hotel, we headed to the Arataki Visitor Centre, which is on the way to the Waitakere Ranges rainforest. While unfortunately the center was still a few weeks away from being reopened after COVID, we nonetheless had an amazing tour of the exterior of the center's building, complete with this amazing Maori totem. We then walked around the grounds and were treated to breathtaking panoramic views off of their lookout platforms of both the rainforest and Tasman Sea. We then headed to the Waitakere Ranges Regional Park and the Karamatura Loop Walk. As we walked in small groups along this trail, our guide shared so much information about the plants as well as the history of the area. It seemed that around every curve there was something new to appreciate. After a break for tea and biscuits, aka cookies, we headed back to Auckland. While the tour also was to include a stop at Piha Beach, which is a black sand beach, the road to that beach had been closed since earlier in the year when a cyclone caused a landslide. Instead, we visited another beach location, although we didn't stay long because it was raining quite a bit. However, as we headed back, our guide continued to share amazing stories about the area, the Maori people, and the history of New Zealand. The following day, we were scheduled to board our return flight to the U.S. at 8 p.m., so we decided we could squeeze in a shorter local tour of the city of Auckland itself. We started with a tour of Westhaven Marina, and we learned that New Zealand has the most sailboats per capita than any other country in the world.
We got a boatload of boats.
Yes.
Let's just say that.
We then crossed the bridge and toured some of the adjacent suburbs and their cute vintage downtowns, which are so much our jam.
Very close to where we're hoping to buy, and that was New Zealand's first British settlement, first capital. This was very much a working class neighbourhood originally.
We then headed to the Mount Eden summit, a peak above a volcanic crater that provides amazing views of the city and harbor. We then drove through the Auckland Domain, which featured large green spaces, areas for picnicking and concerts, and cricket and rugby fields. After driving through neighborhoods where our driver pointed out not only historic homes, but unique features of buildings in New Zealand, we arrived at Achilles Point. This point commemorates the bravery of the officers and sailors of the HMS Achilles who defeated the German battleship Admiral Scherer at the Battle of the River Plate in 1939, the first naval battle of World War II. The view from Achilles Point was spectacular and filled with many of the small volcanic islands that make up New Zealand. Sadly, it's time to head back to the US, but we've only just begun sharing our amazing Australian adventure with you. We'll be sharing more in-depth videos of many of the places we visited, plus share some of the quirkier finds during our trip. Be sure to subscribe and turn on notifications so you don't miss any of our upcoming videos. Thanks so much for watching, and we hope that you have a quality day.